contains graphic depictions and fatality simulations that might be disturbing for some audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Previously on this channel, we witnessed 20 nightmarish ways to die in Skull Island, along with the creatures that will send you to the afterlife in the most painful ways possible. But there's more. Another world, hidden deep beneath our feet. A place so hard to reach that even trying to get to it could even kill you. The Hollow Earth. Today, we will take a look at a brand new biome with new monsters and consequently new ways to get killed. So strap on, pay close attention, and throw out that bowl of pasta as we dive in deep at the new 8 ways to die in the Hollow Earth. Number 1. Nosedive to Hell. In some ways, hell would probably be a mercy compared to the stuff that could happen to you down here. Just trying to access this place sucks. In 2 MonsterVerse installments, King of the Monsters and Godzilla vs. Kong, we witnessed 2 ways you can access the Hollow Earth or places near it. The first is through an underwater vortex, tunnels in the deep that pull down any passing vessels at high speeds with a risk of crashing into any obstacles. The most dangerous one is going to be one of these, Hollow Earth portals. And as we can see in this scene, these guys jumped through this weird veil extremely fast. Yeah, accessing the Hollow Earth through these portals is very dangerous because of a phenomenon known as G-force. In simple terms, G-force is a measure of acceleration. For example, 1G is the acceleration you feel right now thanks to the Earth's gravity, aka the force that keeps you planted on the ground. But let's say you are in a craft traveling much faster than the speed of sound, hit a gravity inversion, and suddenly stop. Not good. Your body is designed to pump blood in a certain direction. Any G-forces in the opposite direction could cause blood to rush to your head, for example, causing the blood vessels to burst in your eyes, instigating something called a readout. And then, if that happens long enough, your brain will basically bleed to death. You can imagine how painful this would feel. Massive creatures such as Titans aren't as affected by these forces, but you are.
Us I'd worry about. We're about to be launched 1,000 miles in 2 seconds.
Your best bet is to be on board a Hollow Earth anti-gravity vehicle, a futuristic craft designed to somewhat protect you from wonky effects of the Hollow Earth's gravity. But not even these could protect you from the creatures we're about to discuss. Number 2. Masticated. For those that don't know, this basically means chewed. And there is a species of monster down here that does just that. The Phaetodons, or more popularly known as Doug, are quadrupedal creatures that thrive on the Hollow Earth's hostile rocky terrain in search of food. Their spiny backs make them difficult to see in this terrain, as we see that these guys didn't even notice them close by. So back to you. Let's say you're out in an open rocky area, and all of a sudden you feel the ground shake and see a 100 feet tall lizard with its mouth open come at you at fast speeds. Because you're so small, this lizard would have to turn its head sideways and snap its jaws shut. For you, this means that half of your body would be inside its mouth, almost certainly cutting you in half. If you've seen our previous videos on this subject, you will know that you probably are still alive for a few seconds. Your last sight will be of your mutilated body traveling down a long, dark esophagus where you will be digested and your remains gone forever. Number 3. Clawed to death. If you suffer from coulrophobia, click away now. Let's rewind a little to what Doug ate earlier. Most people watching this video do not have any idea how big these guys actually are. These are known as arachnoclaws. Although they look like crustaceans or crabs, these are actually vertebrates, meaning that they have an endoskeleton, and in this case, an exoskeleton as well. What makes these guys so dangerous are these pincer-like appendages equipped with claws. These grab smaller organisms and bring them close to that beaked insect-like mouth, where any unfortunate crew member would get chewed into very small pieces. A single wound from those claws would impale the human build, causing immediate death. And that's if you're lucky. The more unfortunate people who get grabbed and placed inside its mouth would get chewed and cut into small pieces, leaving a bloody mess on the floor. Remember, if you see one, there are probably more of them around. Number 4, sliced and diced. So you heard that entering the Hollow Earth through a portal sucks, and instead you want to try the vortex? Well, it isn't better down here either. During the more or less recent events that took place in 2019, different titans and other lifeforms revealed themselves to the Earth's surface, including these little guys. These don't have an official name, but we'll call this school of fish a genitor swarm. Each individual fish compared to a human is quite large. By estimating the size of these fish next to Godzilla himself, we can see that these things could be about the same size as some of the larger modern-day sharks. Remember, there is a whole swarm of these, but even just one of this type of fish is enough to dismember a single human. This fish's mouth is similar to the more widely known Dunkleosteus, an extinct armored fish with jaws that could slice through all flesh, bone, and armor. These clean cuts would cause your appendages to be sliced right off. A bite on the torso would mean your intestines would be released, attracting the horde of fish to finish you off. This would be a quick death, but now you're about to learn you were killed only because something else told them to. Number 5, swallowed alive. So what commanded these fish to get you? Simple, an even larger fish. So large that this creature could be around 200 feet long. Again, there is no official name classification for this one, but it is commonly known as the murder fish. For good reason. Realistically, being this deep in the ocean would crush your body due to the immense pressure. But let's say you are wearing a diving suit capable of resisting these immense pressures. Now you are faced with a murder fish, a malevolent and crazy animal whose primal instinct is to kill. A confrontation with an animal this large would only end with you getting swallowed whole. But what's it like getting swallowed by a giant fish? Let's find out. Once this giant fish opens its mouth, the water surrounding it would get siphoned in, pulling you inside, through the esophagus and inside its massive stomach. Your diving suit can only protect you for a certain amount of time before the fish's enzymes disintegrate it. At this point, you will 1. Run out of oxygen before the enzymes eat through your suit, or 2. The enzymes eat through the suit and your outer skin gets devoured by the enzymes while you are breathing toxic gases. Talk about a bad way to get expelled from existence. Number 6, ambushed and impaled. So the ground isn't safe, and neither is the water. But what about the sky? After all, you're flying in a futuristic craft that can resist gravity inversions. But maybe not this. In the Hollow Earth, there is no such thing as safe. Meet the Warbat, an extremely long serpentine titan with jaws that can crunch through just about anything. Not to mention that these spikes are venom-tipped. Realistically, your body would be too small for the Warbat to try to pick you off with these tips. A more feasible way to get killed by a Warbat is similar to what happened to these guys. In other words, to get hunted by these creatures, you would most likely have to be airborne. But let's pay close attention to these teeth. As we can see, these vary in size, but if you're impaled by these, the narrower width of those teeth would mean that you would get stuck. Your body would slide down the shaft and remain impaled until shaken off or eaten. Number 7, eviscerated. In GVK, we were introduced to another flying creature who would get up close and personal with its prey, the Hellhawk. Concept art of this creature suggests that this animal could grow quite large compared to humans, and possibly even up to sub-titan proportions. The smaller ones are the ones to watch out for. Say you try to find refuge in a cave, but then find yourself in the middle of a Hellhawk feeding frenzy. Stay down. Getting picked up violently by these creatures could possibly dislocate your shoulder joints. The pain has only just begun. Take a look at this beak. In the real world, hooked beaks belonging to birds of prey are made for piercing and pulling flesh. A small creature like you on the wrong side of that beak would get torn apart. If facing down like this fella, one bite from the hellhawk would rip out the ribs or even the spine, not to mention your guts. But just when you thought nothing could get worse in the Hollow Earth, it will be the perfect time to meet the most elusive predator beneath your feet. Number 8. Death from below. So it's now evident that being on the ground, in the air, and underwater are totally bad ideas. But what about underground? Let's go see what this guy is doing. This nice, flat, and soft patch of dirt and water seems like a nice place to build a shelter to hide from the never-ending horrors of this place. As he begins to build, it is now evident that he, along with everyone with him, are potential prey for this. This thing is known as a Shimida. This creature unfortunately never made it to the final stages of film development for GVK, but it is acknowledged as a Hollow Earth residing creature. These guys burrow themselves underground with their mouths open on the surface. This mouth is made up of a total of 6 mandibles edged with sharp teeth. Inside is another set of jaws tasked with chewing anything that hasn't been killed yet. So once these jaws snap shut, nothing is coming out. The humans inside would now be dropped into a vertical chamber of death. As this creature's many teeth chew on these humans from all directions, these guys will become chunks of meat. Out of all the ways to die in this episode, this one is the hardest to escape from. One last thing. It is suggested that this animal could be in its first metamorphic stage, meaning that like Mothra or the Mutos, these guys could evolve into something even more dangerous. Do you think we will ever see these guys feast on humans in a future MonsterVerse film? Do you think this franchise will even continue? Let us know in the comments. For more fun documentaries like this, and more information on dinosaurs, kaiju, and ways to die, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to this channel. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video.